Hey, what is going on, guys? Hex Competitive back again today with a brand new video, and as always down in the title below will be the topic we're talking about today. So episode 12 and or 24 tells us the story. And just before we jump to the actual video, apparently on the Anime News Network, the next episode won't be released till April 29th is what I heard. I don't know why, I don't know how true that is, but it's on Anime News Network. So I mean, it has to be true because that's a very legit source, and you know they never lie. So the fact of the matter is, I'm kind of like, what the hell is going on? If this actually happens, why are they waiting a month to give us the last episode of Tells Us Zestiria? What? Why would you do that? That hurts the show and or series itself, especially since the series is actually doing good. And the biggest problem with Tells Us Zestiria, Zestiria's last few episodes was the simple fact that is bringing up questions, and we did not feel they'd have time to answer them. Which the Lord of Calamity, that's one thing I wrote down in my notes last time in the video, and I talked about it. I was kind of like, I want to know about him. He's the Lord of Calamity. How did he become the Lord of Calamity? Who is he? And just before we get into that, we learned about a dragon lord, which they brought up like randomly, which we don't even know anything about the five lords which created the world. Outside of that, we don't know anything. But they brought up this dragon, Maytelis, and they brought up, what's it? Half-Hauled, or whatever his name was, the Lord of Calamity, and it showed his past, and he's actually a friend of the past shepherd, Michael, and not even Lila knew about this being a thing, like them even being friends. And we found out that Michael's actually betrayed by the Lord of Calamity, or who would become the Lord of Calamity, and he basically sacrificed himself in order to put a curse on the person who is Lord of Calamity now, and he actually sacrificed his sister's baby. Which is, that's kind of like, what the hell? So he ran in there to save his sister's child, but then he sacrificed his child, her child, and himself. So right then and there, we can already see that he was taken over by malevolence himself. The despair he felt from being betrayed and everyone in the village dying and stuff like that, he was taken over by malevolence essentially, right? So we see that Michael clearly failed, for being a shepherd in the end, and he was, he basically put a curse on him that made him, travel the world all by himself. He could never speak to anyone, and we see that he, Half-Hauled or whatever his name is. I can't, is it Half-Hauled? Am I right when I say that? But Lord of Calamity, he cannot even speak to story. Like the person inside, of Lord of Calamity. The malevolence itself talks to the story, and it manipulates, I guess, Half-Hauled's thoughts or whatnot. But he himself cannot talk to story, and we see that. And he's been cursed to be alone forever. His loneliness, solitude, total isolation. He cannot talk to people. He cannot hang out with people. He cannot do any of those things. And we see that build up over time, and it actually made him turn into the Lord of Calamity. So that's kind of like, oh, well, that's kind of interesting. I actually liked that. I liked what they did right there. That was a good, that's really cool. Because Lord of Calamity is a plot point. It's really cool to see how he became the Lord of Calamity. I actually thought that was really cool. I thought that was very well written, honestly. And I mean, I really give, Tells the Story across season 2. It's better than season 1. Because season 1 is really truly the prologue, right? This is really the story. And I give this show, at least a solid B, man. I think this show is really good. How it closes out, it's really going to be a big question, whether that's going to be a month from now or next week, which I don't understand why it'd be a month from now, and that's going to, it's going to lose everything it has, momentum-wise, which is stupid if they actually released it a month from now, but maybe they want to release something else, too. I don't know. It makes no sense, so it better come out next week, or else I'm going to actually be pretty pissed, which is interesting, because it's going to run into spring anime, whether we like it or not, which is really weird. In the end of this episode, we actually found out that Story is, still, he's gung-ho about purifying the Lord of Calamity. He will not take no for an answer. He's going to purify this man. And we find out that he's actually going to combine, as you'll see in the thumbnail, he's going to combine all the Seraphim, dude. And I saw his form. I was like, I just kept thinking, what is he going to look like? What is he going to look like? Tells Zestiria has bad-ass character designs. Literally some of my favorite, if not my favorite character designs. I absolutely love their character designs. They're so detailed. And a lot of you guys be like, well, what about a guy like Ichika who looks badass? Naruto looks really badass. That's someone, he may be my favorite character design, because there's a lot of detail to him. And the detail to the characters, man. We actually see Edna armatized with freaking Rose, and we see Alicia armatized with Mikleo. I was like, whoa, what the hell is going on? And then we get Story, combining with all of them. And he looks badass. The thumbnail speaks volumes. You guys saw it too. He looks badass. effing ass, right? He like, oh my god, I don't know what thumbnail I'm gonna use. Am I gonna use the body shot? Am I gonna use the face shot? I don't even know. Like, he looks so cool, man. I'm so excited to see how this series closes out. It looks like it's getting down to the end. We're gonna get at least half an episode of kind of like relaxed, cool, calm. And it's gonna just slowly get to its conclusion. So that's what I wanted. I said I don't want it to be a fight, and then three minutes are left, and it's a conclusion. It's a show that I want it to ease itself into its conclusion, to lay the series at rest. So, but as always, guys, you've been Hex. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Hex25. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.